Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday.
Yes.
Happy
Yes.
Tuesday. I am currently melting. Like my hands, they are just sweating. But welcome everyone to an all new episode of Cultivating Conversations with DP², the best podcast in all of the DMV. I just have to mention
Yes.
that every single time, okay? But I am your host, Deja, along with my amazing co-host.
DeAndre, we are back in the building, baby.
We are back, and we're just glad that everyone can tune in live. And even if you're going to watch after the fact, we appreciate it. We appreciate all of it. And so, yeah, we're glad to be back. And so, let me know, DeAndre, how you feeling? What's going up? How was
Yeah,
your week this
I'm
past week?
excited. I'm excited because I know that this episode is going to be really fun, really informative. Been looking forward to it. So we had a guest 2 weeks ago, so we on a nice guest roll right now. So I'm happy that we getting more people
Yeah,
on here.
for
So
sure.
I'm
For
feeling good.
sure. For sure.
What about you?
Okay. What about me?
Yeah, how you feeling?
I've been feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm trying to think if there are any like updates. No updates right now. I'm kind of looking forward to Juneteenth next week. So hopefully we can do something. I don't know. I feel like there's always
Yes.
something happening in DC. So we'll see.
Shout out Juneteenth. They getting people off work these days with that
I
now.
know, man. Better. Anyway, that's another conversation for another day. I don't want to waste any more time. We have an amazing guest today. And like Darren said, we're super excited. If you all remember, we wanted to make sure we rescheduled this one. So we have the creator of Bestie Banter, and you're going to find out what that's all about in a second. But I want to make sure that I bring up the creator of Bestie Banter. So let me bring Isiuwa. Yes.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yes, got it. Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I am good. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you guys and just like share more about like Bestie Banter, our card game. It's gonna be a fun conversation.
For sure.
Yes, I'm really excited. Well, real quick, where are you from? Like, are you from the DMV or?
So that question is so tricky because I've lived everywhere. So I say I'm from New York because it's the
Okay.
longest place I've lived, but I was in Maryland for high school.
Okay.
And moved to New York for like college and like adult years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I claim New York. I don't claim
Okay.
Maryland, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who too many people who want to claim Maryland, but that's on them.
Right. Not claiming it.
Yeah. And I know we mentioned the name Bestie Banter a little bit so far, but I wanted to I wanted to give you the space to let everyone know exactly what that is and how you came up with the name.
Yes. So I have it right here.
So cute.
So, thank you so much. So Bestie Banter is a 3-part card game, and it is based on friendship and connection, and you can play it with strangers or play it with your friends. So we have our purple deck, our green, and our orange, and it's played similarly to Heads Up. It is filled with a whole bunch of like pop culture words, trendy words, like anything that you and your friends probably say, it's going to be on the deck. And I think the game is so special because we have our orange deck, which you get to like write and erase. So it comes with markers. So this is like a mini little like whiteboard. So you get to create your own game, create your own lingo. So if your friends are like, oh, what's the one thing I say whenever I'm upset? Like, you know, you write. That's how the game goes. But the game came about, or the name came about. I was with one of my closest friends, and at first it was going to be like a joint thing together. And I was like, oh, like we love Love Island, by the way. We love Love Island. And they're always saying banter, like, oh,
Yeah.
let's have a banter, let's chat, or he has really good banter or something. And then I was like, oh, since this is gonna be like me and my best friend, let's just put Bestie and Banter together. So that's kind of how it came about. But everything just came, literally the idea came in like one day, one night, and I flushed it out the same day it came to my head. So
Wow.
that's how the name came about. And then we ran with it, and it's, you know, we just brought it to life.
It's awesome.
No, that's really, really cool. And I know for us visual learners over here, I think it would be cool for us to try to play it really quick. And I know you have the virtual version, so I'm gonna pull that up real fast and see if we could, and see if Dearney and I know each other, or if we know about this stuff. We gonna see.
Yes, for sure. Okay, so now what I want you guys to do, everyone can still see me, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I'm showing you guys is an example of what the purple deck would be like. So the purple deck has a bunch of pop culture words, and I will be giving you guys, so let's say you guys are holding up to your forehead. You guys are going to be holding up to your forehead, and you don't know what this, well, like, no. Yeah, you guys will be holding up to your forehead, and you don't know what the word is. So I'm giving you clues in order to guess the word.
Okay.
So what we have here is a virtual version. So the clue is, it's 3 words. This is a phrase that went viral thanks to a famous rapper for always handling his affairs seriously. It's another way to say being about your work or handling things with authority.
Okay, and then also we want people in the chat, if you can guess as well. I'll give them a couple seconds because I already think I know what it is. But this is a good question. Why people are thinking though? Is this a good game for those over 50? We do have a good amount of people who are well, I guess they want to call themselves seasoned. I don't know, but is it more? Who's the target audience? Is it like people in our age range or anybody?
So it's for anyone. Like we've had like 50-year-old people play it, and I love that they play with like their kids because it's all about them being curious. Like they're so curious because they want to know like, ooh, and what are the young Gen Zs and kids saying, or millennials saying. So it's all about curiosity. So we really do like push that, like be curious, be open, but anyone can play. Kids can play it. My nephew, my nieces play it. I have teachers who have bought the game for their 5th grade class. Professors have bought the game for their class, and their students are about like 21 and stuff. So
okay,
it's for any age.
Okay, we got somebody in the chat that has a guess. Stand on business.
Yep, it's stand on business.
Yeah.
Period.
Yep. Okay. All right. Let's next one.
Okay.
All right. The clues. Super Bowl. This song is a part of a rap battle where one artist subtly addresses his rival. A recent track that a rap icon known for his poetic and lyricism and cultural impact. Think of a small but powerful note in music and in the rap game.
Okay, I think I got it, but
okay.
Okay.
So I can guess.
Yeah, go ahead, DeAndre.
Okay, A minor.
A
minor.
I should have did the thing.
Oh my goodness! I'm sure some older people should know that as well, because the way they played that song everywhere was crazy.
Exactly.
It was everywhere. So.
It really was. All right, last one. Let's see if you guys know this. Let's see how much you are on TikTok or just social media in general.
Okay.
So this is Jennifer Hudson's Walkway. This is a tragic yet iconic story arc. Went viral on TikTok and got turned into a song. The internet went wild when this deep-voiced actor was revealed as the king.
Okay.
So,
well, is this a phrase? Like, which part are we guessing? Is it like
it starts with the T? That starts with the T. That's
I know it too.
Is it something like Mufasa? But yes. I don't know the T part. Like, I don't know.
Okay, Mufasa is the last word, and then what's the? Sing the song. Sing the song.
I don't even think I knew.
That's Mufasa.
Oh, that's Mufasa.
That's Mufasa. Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa.
Yes.
Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa.
No, I do remember that going viral on Jennifer Hudson's show too. That's hilarious.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that was fun.
Yeah, so that's like a little preview of like the words that you see on the card. And even though, let me close that up. And like, even though you might not know it, you can still break the words apart. So if it's stand on business, you're going to be like, what's the opposite of sit? You standing. What's the opposite of off? Is on.
Yeah.
Right.
When you have a corporate company, it's called so you can still break it down for people. So I always tell people, like, don't shy away from any of the words or the cards. Like, be curious and break it down for them. And, you can simplify it. And the game is so beautiful because you really get to create it how you want it. So when you get your own deck, you make it how you want it want to play it with your friends.
Yeah.
Right. No, that was really good. I enjoyed that. Thank you for showing us a quick snapshot of the game. I know. So I know you mentioned that, but well, not right now, but like on your social media, you mentioned that Bestie Banter started from like there being some sort of breaking point in your life. Or at least I know, Deanna, you mentioned that when we were discussing. Did you want to talk a little bit about where you saw that?
Yeah, I think recently we've been talking about transitioning a lot on podcast. Deja just got her master's. I just got my bachelor's degree. Thank you. And when I was watching, first of all, I want to say that your Beyond the Box content is really nice. I just wanted to.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. But as I was watching, I heard you say that it started from a breaking point, this whole Bestie Banter idea, and, that has to deal with transitioning. So I just wanted to ask, how did you overcome or get through that point in your life?
Yeah, so I am a creative at heart. I love to create. I just love doing things. I have so many like entrepreneur things I want to do. Like I literally have a list of like businesses I want to do. So I've always had a card game was never in the cards. Like if you look at my list, the card game was never one of them. But I've always had other things I wanted to do, and I just like really broke down. Like I was literally in my kitchen, and I'm a big vlogger. I love vlogging my life. I like documenting things. My friend once told me, she's like, if you're ever feeling sad, pick up the camera, talk to it. You feel so much better, and then you can go back and be like, is this how I felt? She like told me that. Every time I just feel any type of emotion, I've just always documented it. So one day I was just so frustrated, and I was like, I was like, my life. And I was like, this is not what I want for myself. Like, I see so much dreams, and like, I was like, God, if I can see it, I know it's attainable.
Yeah.
And I just broke down like 2 years ago when I first moved to DC, because I told you guys I was living in New York. And I was just like, this is not for me. And I was like, I'm just so unhappy. And I'm like, why? I make vision boards every year. And I was just like, why is it that everything on my vision board, I didn't do it. Like I didn't accomplish it. And I just broke down, and I was just like, what is going on? I need to like pick my ass up, and I need to just do something. Like you just have to do it. And I was like, God, show me what to do. Give me just a pathway. And then a few months later, he like gave me this idea for Bestie Banter. I don't know if it was like a few months or maybe like a year later or whatever. He gave me the idea. And I think how I just overcame just like the breakthrough of just feeling stuck was that I just got angry, and I'm just like, I want more for myself, and it's time to do something. And I just waited for a sign. Like I just kept on like applying myself in other aspects. Like I would be consistent on TikTok. I think like that was also the time where like my TikTok was doing very well I was on like a series called like The Neighbors. So I just started applying myself. And then like, I love God. So like God just started to show me things and just like rebuild, just put things into my like atmosphere in my life and put me around different people that were so creative. And that's how I was able to like get out of the hurdle. But it was a very long time of me being frustrated. I will tell you that. It wasn't just like a snap. Oh, I have to answer. Yeah, no.
That's awesome.
That's so real, because I think sometimes people see the end result, but they don't know what the origin was or what you had to go through before that for that idea to spark or whatever. And so I know it's nice to hear when people kind of talk about the backstory on things. And Deanna and I talk about this sometimes, but when I was way younger and wanted to make some money to go on this international trip, I had made like these little beaded things. It's hard to describe, but I feel like a lot of people were doing it back then. They're like these beads, and you can iron them, and they would make something. But I bring it up because that was my first way of having like an entrepreneurial spirit in a sense. And so I want to just ask you, do you remember that first time you realized you had that in you, whether it was when you were super young or middle school, high school, college?
Oh yeah, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. Like my dad, when I was younger, he had his own business. So I was always like, oh, I was so intrigued. And I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Or how do you do this? And he would give me money to save for him. So that was like my first concept of like money and like saving. To save for him. And then later on, like when I was in school, like in high school, I would sell candy and snacks. And then I would make shorts. I designed shorts and I would put like fabric on them. I'll put like cheetah print or like I would put like other designs on them, and I'll put like studs on them when that used to be super cool. I was on Etsy, and then the back of iPhones, I used to fix them in school. I would change it to like different colors. So I was like the one that would change the back of the iPhone. I would change it to like pink or red, and people would like pay me. So I've always been like, always wanted to like get money.
Yeah.
I gotta make money by all means.
Yeah.
Like I think because like my dad introduced me to the concept of money when I was able to like start selling in like middle school and high school, I would just start creating things and I was like, oh, people are actually gonna pay me like $5 for a bag of chips, like $20 to fix the back of the iPhone. I'm like, oh, I'm winning. Oh, I can make a lot of money. So that's where like my entrepreneurial spirit like started and it came from.
Yeah. I agree with that. Money definitely started my entrepreneurial spirit when I was younger. So I definitely can agree with that. I just wanted to pivot real quick. I wanted to ask you about Bestie Banter. I noticed that you are in a lot of events or networking spaces, just just putting the brand on more eyes. And a lot of people kind of start out as just their family and friends. As like some advice you could give to anybody trying to get their brand in more spaces, what would you say?
Yeah, I would say do it the unconventional way, like be disruptive. I think when people think of like a card game, they're like, oh, you just like sell it online and that's it. So like what I've done with like Bestie Banter is that I'm like, I don't come from, a big following. I'm not rich. And it's just me. Like I don't have followers where like, okay, if I put it up, sold out. So think about ways that are so out of the box. So I think the biggest advice I always tell people is collaborate. Like you cannot do life alone in every single aspect. If it's business, if it's your love life, if it's friendship, whatever it is, I really truly believe that like life is not meant to do it alone. And that's how I equate business. You need to bring in people, but obviously be strategic. So what we've done with Bestie Banter is that like we're constantly partnering up. Like we've never had our own event by ourselves as of yet, but that's because like we're building to get there. But it's like when I would say my biggest advice is to collaborate because you get to tap into other people's audiences. You get to like see how their audience will react. Like you get to pick their brain. So I think fostering like a community and collaborating without feeling like, oh, I don't want to join with this person. Oh no, Bestie Banter has done everything. We've done picnic, we've done coffee tables, we've done every single event you can think of. We've done vendors, we've done big stuff, we've done corporate, we've done even the club. Like we play Bestie Club. Like,
period.
We are everywhere. We're going to be in Philly this weekend, and then we're going to be in New York as well. So I would say expand your reach and think of, if you have a product, think of how to push that product outside of where you live in your community, because that's who is actually going to really purchase it and spread the word. It's like a friend of 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 a friend.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's so true. And I think that's even helpful for us because we're constantly thinking about, okay, how can we collaborate? What does that look like? How can we get our name out there more? So even for us too, even though we've been doing this for a few years, there's still always ways we can be better or think about something in a way we haven't thought about it before, especially when you're trying to do something first in your family. It's just like you're learning as you go and it's not the easiest thing. So,
you'll be learning. I learn every single day. Like I'm trying to build this brand, and I'm not just building the brand as just like a product or like, merchandise. I'm building this brand as a community based. So I think for you guys as a podcast, collaboration is key. It's like, see where can you fit in, like, and what events are happening where you could do a live podcast or like a live show at the event. But also I love this kind of stuff because my background is in marketing and creative. So me as a brand strategist, like this is what I do for other people. Like before I started this, I was like helping people build their brands. So this is just like a second nature. It's like basically it's like now I'm putting all of what I would give people advice and help them do. Now I'm doing it for my own brand. But
yeah,
this is what I love. Like marketing is like comes easy for me.
Yeah, I love that. It's much more rewarding when it's for something that is your own project anyway, which I think is great. And how do, in that same vein though, how do you make sure, and it could be a personality trait or not, but how do you overcome being afraid or hesitant or anxious to like really put yourself out there or reach out to a person or whatever it might be? How do you, is that just who you are, or did you have to really work on that?
I feel like it's twofold. I feel like that is really who I am. Like, but it is, I'm also very scared and nervous. I get scared. I get really afraid. People think like, oh my God, you're so confident. Yeah, but I'm still like, I think the confidence is like a blanket. It's like you kind of have to put on to shield yourself from like the nervousness. So I do get nervous. I do get scared, but reaching out, I just do it because what's the worst that that can happen? They just don't respond. So like with Bestie Banter, we have reached out to like a list of people, and like I'm constantly emailing. I cold call. I'm like, when it comes to marketing, I'm like old school marketing. I'm like on the street, I'm outside, I'm knocking on doors. It is, I just feel like I feel like so one thing about me, if I start something, I have to finish it. So at this point, I'm like, I've already put myself out there. I've made videos. Y'all have seen me cry. Y'all have seen me get frustrated and angry. I have nothing to lose. It's either I'm going to like try and fail, or or don't try and not fail, like, and not know the outcome.
Yeah.
I'd rather like try my hardest, and like if I fail, at least I know that okay, I've put in this amount of work. So sometimes you have to just close your eyes and just do it. So, but I'm a very like, I've always reached, like, I wanted to be a host before, like I still kind of do, but I wanted to be a carpet. But I would literally, in New York, I would go to Hot 97 or like 95, whatever the channels were over there. But I would literally walk into the office and I would pretend I had a meeting with someone. I would say like, hey. And when I got in the office and like, oh, you're meeting with this radio host, I had to be like, oh my God, now what am I going to say? Okay, I got myself into this door, but now I have nothing to say. So I was like, I did a lot of those. Like I would show up or I was just like, email like, oh, can I pick your brain? I still do it up to this point, like, with business people that I love. I'm like, hey, can I just pick your brain for like 10 minutes? And I like to learn. So I'm a sponge.
Yeah. Do you think people say you have to be a little delusional to succeed? Do you think so?
Oh, 100%. Like I'm the manifestation queen. I'm delusional. Like you have to. But I just feel like if you see it, that means it's there. You just have to figure out a path, a way on like how to actually get there. But like I tell you, I have a clear vision. Like I know what this game is going to do for me. I just say, God, I don't want overnight success. I actually want to take my time. I want to feel every part of my journey.
Yeah.
I know where this game is going to go. So I'm just like, I don't even think it's delusional at this point. I've seen it. Yeah. It's just, I just have to figure out my path and align steps and just make sure, like, I have to be like consistent. And I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen.
Yeah. How big are you on discipline?
Oh, very, very. I'm so disciplined. Like, I'm like I work on my brand every single day. There's no day I don't work on it. I love a good schedule. So, but if I start something, because I've already told people I have a card game, I got it. I'm like, I can't like, I already said it.
With it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to like, so I'm a big, like, my word is my bond.
Same.
And sometimes it could like cut me deep sometimes, but I really do stick to it with everything. So baby, we gonna have to make this work. Everybody knows about it. I can't come out here looking crazy. Like, we gonna have to make this work. That's it. Yeah. There's no other choice. Like, Bestie Banter is going to be successful. That's it. Period.
Yeah. That's a good mindset to have. And I know with the highs come the lows. That's just how life goes. Whoa, am I not this soon? No, just like, but seriously, like, are there maybe a couple of challenges that you've had to face with the evolution of Bestie Banter, whether it's the creation of it or where it is today?
I think like right now we are in I feel like I'm like trying to understand the business. There's a lot of like challenges with like learning like the back end. Like I'm more of like creative marketing cool. Now it's like financing and like the detailing of what a product entails and having barcodes, like things like that are more intricate where like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Like, I think the challenges is more how to really sustain the brand. It's like, how do I keep it going? And how do I continue to make it relevant without it being like old and boring? You know what I mean? So I think the challenge I have now is making sure that like I'm building a team now. So it's like making sure that my team is understanding the goals that we have and how to really how do I make this game make me money? I think that's the challenge I'm trying to like figure out. So I'm very I don't know if the word is understanding, but like I'm just really trying to understand this business and like how can it be fruitful? So it's like I'm really like so I'm like, okay, this is the goal. How do I break down all these pieces and start from like sand to like get to this goal? So like that's where I'm at this moment, is just trying to like organize things in the business for it to just align, for us to be like, you know.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, real quick, I know my mom was saying volunteering and community is number one to us. For sure. Yeah, that's our main thing, is the volunteering community part. I think she was talking about when you were talking about just building community and stuff. And then there was something you mentioned. Oh, I was going to ask. So for people who, we talked about this a little bit with Sasha, who connected me with you. But if someone's struggling to figure out, and of course, I think it needs to start from an authentic place. But if someone's really just trying to figure out what their brand is, or what their, not necessarily purpose, but just maybe they like this thing, but they don't know if it's like the brand they should pursue, or the project that's really going to get them to where they want to be. But how can someone at least try to figure that out for themselves? Like, what would you suggest?
I think like that's such a hard question, but I think if I could give any advice to what is something that you should follow, I think follow what feels the strongest to you. So I had two business ideas the same time. Like I had two business ideas. I had Bestie Banter and I had something else. And I was like, I really want to do this other thing. Like this is my top number one. Bestie Banter was low cost, and I was like, okay, this is low cost, and I would get a return on my investment faster than this. This would be like 6-7 years. This would take me like a year. So I think like, and then I ended up following the card game section instead, and I was like, okay, I'm going to allow the card game, like I'm going to allow my passion to take me to my purpose. Like this was more purposeful. This was like, I've always dreamt of this. This is what I really wanted to do. Like following, I would say like follow what you feel the most strongly about, and what, I don't want to say easier to execute, but what will align you to get to your purpose. I feel like everyone has a purpose and everyone has a passion. Like your passion is like fun, like creative, like whatever, something like fast, but like I think follow your passion and allow it to take you to your purpose.
Nice.
Yeah. I think
Oh no, go ahead, Deja.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say also, to like add on to that, even though we're still working on our purpose / passion, just being realistic as well. Having like short term, like, you know, goals, but then also long term goals as well. So I think it's like knocking off, you know, step by step. I know before we get out of here, I wanted to just ask one thing. I saw you got your first DC grant, which is awesome.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Exciting.
Yeah. But if anyone wanted to obtain a grant, what is like maybe just two things that you did to get you, you know, in that position?
Child, I'm new to this world. Oh my God. So like, I got my grant 3 months in, like January. I mean, like Bestie Banter officially launched in January. We won the grant in March. And it was just all about like, I told you I'm everywhere. Like, as you guys have seen, I'm at every single event. So what I did was like I walked around Union Market, and then I just like I would say like walk around your neighborhood and like talk to people and see what's there. So that's why I talked to people. I heard about this Shop Made in DC program for small businesses, so everybody should check that out. That's another resource.
They're really cool, yeah.
Yeah, that's another resource. And then I just Google, like I just look up like small grants. And one, I was like, oh, I'm not going to pitch. Like, I don't want to do anything to pitch. I don't want to be talking. That's going to make my nerves crazy. But it so happened that I had to pitch for this grant. And I actually was not prepared, but I admitted it. I was like, okay, let me just come up with my pitch. So I came up with my pitch on the spot. I was like, allow it flow. And it ended up working out for me. But don't do that. Prepare. Prepare for your pitch. I would just say like go on Instagram. There's a lot of like databases. I don't remember the name at the moment, but I normally like hashtag like small grants or small business owners. TikTok is a great resource. I always look up like grants in 2025. And I just find a list and I just apply. And currently like our goal is to like try to apply to at least like 3 a month. So sometimes the applications are super duper long. So it's not a little small, but funding is very important. Well, you need some money, you need some help.
Yeah, thank you.
100%. And that's something that we want to put our focus into as well. So that's why I was like, these questions are for people watching, but it's also helping us as well, because we're always just trying to do better, be better, and all that. And we won't know about the resources out there. One, if we're not looking them up, but two, asking other people who have done it. It just helps to kind of I don't know, just break some of these barriers when it comes to like information access and all that. So no, I really appreciate you for coming on today. I had such a great time with this conversation. And if people want to actually purchase the game or just check out your website and all of the things, where can they do that?
Yes. So our website is bestiebanter.com. So www.bestiebanter.com. So you can purchase on our personal website. And if you want to purchase on Amazon, type up Bestie Banter Best Friend Dictionary Game and it will pop up. So
cool.
If you look us up, Bestie Banter, we should pop up. On Instagram, we are the Bestie Banter. So THE Bestie and then Banter. But I would love for you guys to like support us, everyone who's watching or who's going to be watching soon. Support us, follow us. We always have events. We're always collaborating. We're always everywhere in DC. So stay tuned. We're going to have an amazing summer.
Yes. Cool. No, I love that. And hopefully we can collab. I know you say you're always collabing. So hopefully we could try to collab with you in some way. We would love to be able to support anyone and also receive support as well. So, but no, thank you again. And thank you everyone who tuned in today. We'll be back next week because wait, I think we have another guest, right? There's a lot going on in June. But
I just want to say, like, thank you guys so much for having me. I really enjoyed this conversation, and I just loved all the questions that you guys asked. So this has been so much fun, like for real.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for making time to do this.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you again. And so definitely check her website out. Check all the socials and everything. And we will see y'all next week.
Peace out.